Welcome back to part 2. We are going to work on putting the border around our square pieces. So we want to use color D to start, and working on the right side, that's the side that has the stitch marker in it, we will start in any of the corner chain spaces. So in the corner space, we want to make a single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. Then we will chain 1, and along the side we're going to make a front post single crochet around the next double crochet. So remember the chains that we used as part of our stitches, they look like double crochet now, so that's the part that we're working around for a front post single crochet. So around that first post, pull up a loop and finish your single crochet. Chain 1, and we'll do that 14 times, just working down each on the side, making those front post singles, and chain 1. So you can finish this first side, and I'll meet you at the next corner. I've almost finished my first side. You can see I have this one double crochet left, so I'll make my front post single crochet around it. Then we'll chain 1, and then in this corner space we will work that single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and that completes our second corner. So we'll chain 1 and continue to work down this side, making those front post single crochet, chain 1, down each side with the single crochet, chain 3 in the corner. So I'll see you back here at the end of this round. When you've worked your way around all 4 sides, make sure you make that final chain 1 after the last front post single crochet. Then we can join to our starting single crochet and fasten off for round 1 of the border. Round 2, we will use color E, and we're going to start in any corner. We're going to be working into that same chain space of the basic square. So we're going to go in from behind the chain 3 of the first round of the border and in between those 2 single crochet to work our first stitch. So we're going to place a double crochet in there. So I'm going to be underneath the chain in between the 2 single crochet to work into that corner space of the square, and I'll make 1 double crochet. Then chain 2, and we'll place a second double crochet in that same space. So again, going under the chain and between those 2 single crochet, make a second double crochet in the corner space of the square. We'll chain 1 again, and then back post single crochet around the single crochet that's in the corner from last round. So I'll make my back post single crochet, back post double crochet around the single crochet, chain 1, and back post double crochet around those front post single crochet that we made in round 1. So we'll always have that chain 1 in between, working around the back of the front post single crochet, making back post double crochets with the chain 1 in between. So I'll meet you at the next corner. So I'm almost at my second corner. I've worked a total of 15 back post single crochets so far. I've chained 1, and then I want to make this last back post double crochet around that front post single, and that should make 16 back post double crochet on the side. Chain 1, and then we'll work in that corner space of the basic square, working underneath that chain space into the corner space to make a double crochet, chain 2, and 1 more double crochet in that same corner, worked between the 2 single crochets that we placed there last round. Chain 1, make that back post double crochet around that first single crochet that's in the corner, and then we'll continue to chain 1 and back post double crochet. Okay, so you can complete the rest of your sides, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Finishing up the final side, I need to make one more chain 1, and then my last back post double crochet will go around the single crochet. When you're working around the singles, sometimes the extra loop at the back is stretched far over, so I like to make sure I'm going around all of those parts of the single crochet when I make the back post stitch. So back post double, chain 1, and then we can go ahead and join to our starting stitch and finish off round 2. So you can go ahead and work these 2 rounds of borders around all of your squares, and then you can come back and I'll show you how to work it around the triangles. To work round 1 of the border around the triangle, we want to start with the right side facing, so the sign with the stitch marker, and if you place that point up at the top, then we're able to work around these 2 sides of the triangle with our border. So we're going to start in this first corner space right at the end of the long edge by the first short edge, and in there we will make a single crochet, chain 2, not the 3, but chain 2, and single crochet in that same space. Then we'll chain 1, and then around each of these side double crochets we will work those front post single crochet, similar to how we did on the squares. So chain 1, front post single crochet. So you can continue to work along this side, and I'll meet you when we get to the center point. When you've worked down this side, you should have made a total of 14 front post single crochet, and make sure you make that chain 1 after the last one, and then in this top corner we will place the single crochet, and here we will do the chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then another single crochet in that same corner space. And then we'll chain 1, and working down this next edge, we'll continue those front post single crochet. Chain 1, front post single crochet. When you have made those 14 front post single crochet down the second side, again make sure you end with a chain 1, and then in this final space we will place our single crochet, and then chain 2 again, single crochet, and then we'll just fasten off, and that's round 1 of the triangle border. So round 2 of the triangle border, again with color E and that stitch marker at the top of our work, we're going to come and start in this first space here. So working behind the chain 2 and between the 2 single crochet we did in round 1, we're going to work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, similar to how we did on the squares. So you might need to push those single crochet apart just a little bit to give you room to go under the chain 2 of round 1 and between those triangles into the corner space of the square. We make our double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet. And we will chain 1, and then working around the single crochet that's in the corner, we'll make our first back post double crochet. And then working down the sides, we want to make a back post double crochet around each of those 14 front post single crochet with the chain 1 in between. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you at the center point. So after the last front post single crochet, we'll make a chain 1, and then we'll work our final back post double around that first single crochet in that corner space. Chain 1, and then we'll work the double crochet underneath the chain from round 1 into the space of the triangle, double crochet, chain 2, and a second double crochet in that same space, chain 1. And starting down the next side, we will back post double around that first single crochet that's in the corner, chain 1, and then start our back post double crochets around those front post single with the chain 1 after. Okay, so you can finish that side. When we're finished that side, after our last back post double around the front post single, we'll chain 1 and then work our final back post double around that first single crochet, chain 1, and then in between those 2 single crochet into the space of the triangle, we'll make our final double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And fasten off. So you can go ahead and finish all of your triangles. Then it's a good idea to sew in all those leftover ends before we begin the next part of joining all our squares and triangles together. Now that all our pieces are finished, we are able to start joining them together. As you can see on the diagram, when you have your squares arranged in whichever layout you are working on, we will join them in sort of strips. So number 1 starts here, so joining this first triangle in the corner to that next square, we will do that join, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you would come on the other side and go the other direction to make the join going that way as well. So I'm going to show you join number 1 and join number 6, so that we can see how both directions will work. So if you take your first 2 pieces, you want to make sure you keep the triangle at the top and the square at the bottom with the stitch markers in the bottom corner. And we will start on these corners and work our way across to join these together. For our joining, we will be using color D. In the pattern, she used a different color just to show you where the stitches are placed, but we will be using color D for our joining. Okay, so we want to find that corner chain 3 space. Remember, it's between the 2 double crochet inside of both of those back post double crochet on opposite sides of the corner. So we'll go through the 1 corner chain 3 space and our hook through the other corner chain 3 space, and we will make a single crochet through both of those. Now as we work our join, we do want to keep our tension loose. If you tend to crochet tightly or you're getting tight as you're doing this, you may want to go up a hook size or just try to keep your tension a bit looser. Chain 1, and then we're going to make a treble 2 together, working into the color D corner space above square. So we'll first do, I'm working on the triangle first, yarn over twice, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2, but leave these 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over twice and go through the chain 2 corner space on the square. Pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 3 loops left on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And that's your treble 2 together. Then we'll chain 1. Then working down the side in the color E, chain 1 spaces, we will make a single crochet through both of the spaces that match up on the square and the triangle. So always a chain 1, go through the next chain 1 spaces to single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain one space of both pieces. Okay, and I'll let you work down the side and I'll meet you just before the corner. So when you have worked down the row, you should be left with just the corner chain 3 space on each piece. If they somehow don't match up, just double check that you didn't accidentally skip a chain 1 space on one of the pieces or accidentally put the single crochet 2 of them in the same chain 1 space, which can be easy to do. So yarn over twice, we will find that chain 2 corner space on the color D, pull the loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over twice, and then find the chain 2 corner loop of color D, but we'll enter from the top through that chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through all 3 for that treble 2 together. Then we'll chain 1 again, and into that corner chain 3 space we will make that single crochet, and then we can finish off, and that is our first join. Okay, so again, if it's pulling in here in the join, make sure you redo it looser or use a larger hook. It should lay fairly flat without any pulling. So after we have joined our pieces together, you will be tempted to sew in these ends. It will make a nicer finish where all these joins are if we wait until we've done the border to do the ends. You can go ahead and join the other rows up to row 5 for the smaller size, or row 7 on the larger size, all on this one side, and then I'll show you row 6 or row 8 depending on the size you're making. So as you're working this next row, you'll start in the corner of color E and then the corner treble 2 together of color D, your single crochet down the side. Then when you get to the next corner, you'll do the treble 2 together and then the singles of these 2 squares, and then come directly over to the triangle in the next square to do those single crochet and the treble 2 together in that corner of row of color D before working your single crochets down to the next edge. All right, so to start our join, we're working in these corner spaces from both squares in that chain through corner space, and we make our single crochet through there. Chain 1. Then we'll make a treble 2 together, so yarn over twice, and in the chain 2 space of color D, we'll put our hook under the chain, pull the loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over twice, and coming back to this first square, the color D row in that chain 2 corner space, insert hook under the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Should be 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops to complete the treble 2 together and chain 1. Then we'll make more single crochets. We want to find that first chain 1 space past the corner double crochet before that first back post double crochet on both squares, and single crochet through there, chain 1, and then working down the rows into each of the chain 1 spaces, single crochet, chain 1, and so on down the sides. Okay, so as we get close to our previous join, I've worked my single crochet in the last chain 1 space before our corner double crochet. So we want to chain 1, then we'll work that treble 2 together again. So yarn over twice, finding the chain 2 corner space on the square, and be careful not to accidentally grab the treble from the treble 2 together in the previous join, but into the chain 2 corner space. To pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarn over twice, and then back in the other square, pull a loop through that corner, chain 2 space, pull through 2, pull through 2, 3 loops left, and yarn over, pull through all 3 to complete the treble 2 together. Chain 1, and then we need to find our corner chain 1 spaces in front of before this treble 2 together. So sometimes I put my hand underneath just to find those a bit easier. So it's this space and this space right there that we're going to make our single crochet through. A single crochet. Do not chain 1, and then we will work over top of the treble 2 together, finding the next chain 3 spaces. So these chain 3 spaces will already have a stitch in them from the previous side join. Make our single crochet in that corner stitches or corner space, chain 1, ready for our other treble 2 together. Again, finding the corner chain 2 space there to make a partial treble, and the corner space here. So you can see we want to work when we've gone past the treble 2 together from previous, we're going to insert past it to pull our yarn through. So before the corner, we worked our new treble 2 together in front of the previous treble 2 together. Then after the corner, we've worked our treble 2 together past the first one. Chain 1, and then again finding that first chain 1 space. It sometimes is a little bit hidden past the corner on both squares to make our single crochet and to continue working down the side. So when we lay it out, we have sort of this crisscross box that is formed between all the joins. Okay, so you can continue to work down the sides and the rows with our chain 1 before our single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces and down the edge. When you come to the last join on this side, it's worked similarly, except we don't have to cross over. So we find that chain 2 corner space of color D to work the first part of our treble 2 together. Then into the triangle, the color D, chain 2 space, pull the loop through, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3 and chain 1. Then we just need to find those chain 3 corner spaces of color E on both pieces and work our final single crochet, and then go ahead and fasten off. So once you have worked all sides or all of the joins, crisscrossing them in the center all through the shawl, you will probably be left, like I am, with one last triangle to join. So the final join of the shawl will be the last triangle and join it to the outer edge of that top square on the left corner of our shawl. So congratulations, we've made it through part 2. Reminder just once more not to be tempted to sew in those ends. We will do that in part 3. Well done.